So continuing with our Audeze Maxwell extravaganza coverage here, as you can see, we're going to be comparing them to the new SteelSeries Artcis Nova Pros. And believe it or not, this one's quite shocking here because they are both packing a serious punch. Now, of course, you all know where we have to start talking about headsets. That is with the comfort. And just looking at both headsets like this, you can see they have that full swivel. Really nice. It's something I love in headsets. But more importantly than the full swivel, take a look at this when I got them pulled all the way out. See how they poke out a little bit there? You get the same thing over here on the SteelSeries Nova Pros. They come forward a little bit. Now what that's going to do is alleviate that pressure. If you got a headset that sits just like this, you're going to get that pressure point right on the back of your head. So when this actually comes forward, it's going to curve to the actual shape of your head front to back. And yes, as you're seeing here, I do have my wicked cushion freeze on my Artcis Nova Pro. So you might be thinking, it's not really fair, man. Well, no, I'm not going to give SteelSeries the point here for that. I'm actually going to knock a point off because the stock cushions that come on the Nova Pros are just not good. They're fully pleather, they're a little bit small. On the Nova Pros here, you have that little nub down there. So with those tiny ear pads, penning ear shape, of course, this might not be for everybody, but a lot of people are experiencing it. When you put them on, that little nub, it's not like pressing in the ear, but you feel it touching right up top there. That's what happened to me with the wicked cushions. It alleviates that completely. Now, I know why SteelSeries went with that. Again, you got the noise cancellation, stuff like that plays into the sound. It's going to lock the sound in a little bit more and stuff. But again, that nub just ruined it. So, out the gate, the stock cushions on the SteelSeries, I just couldn't stand them. Talking about the cushions over here on the Maxwell, love them. I mean, they are so stinking plush. You see they got that little angle right there, which goes right along with that swivel I was talking about. Just going to conform to your head shape a lot more, alleviate some of those pressure points. Unfortunately, these are fully pleather as well, and yes, your ears are going to get mighty spicy in these bad boys. They really do. But like I stated before in my other videos, Wicked Cushions is working on cushions for the Maxwell as we are speaking. Now, coming over here to the headband. The SteelSeries one, you got that like kind of stretchy headband there, and you can adjust it by the notches right inside, but you also have traditional adjustment. Just slides in and out right there. So you got multiple points of adjustment. It's really nice to really fit many different head shapes without getting pressure. Over here on the Maxwell, you just have that leather headband, which is just right on the side. You adjust it into the screws. No other adjustment here. And when we take a look at that weight, slapping the Nova Pros on here with our Wicked Cushion Frees, which are a little bit loftier, we're getting 404 grams. Take that off. Let's go ahead and put our Maxwells on here. We are going to get 496 grams. Now, I want to stop you right there as well, looking at that weight, because we all know Audeze headphones, their headsets, they've always been heavy. These planar magnetic drivers are lofty. The build, which we're about to talk to next, is supreme on this over here. But again, going back to that headband, you know, you got a lot of coverage right there. It's a pretty big headband. When you put it on your head, me with the bald head right here, you know, it sits on there and alleviates that pressure. It just distributes that weight perfectly all around your head and onto your ears. It's almost like a gaming mouse. I speak about this before, right? Yeah, these lightweight mice. If it's tiny and heavy, you're going to feel it more. But if it's bigger, Zowie or Death Adder or something, you're not going to notice that weight anymore. Exact same situation we're noticing here. So all in all, as far as the comfort, I will give the Maxwell the win out of the box. Add some simple Wicked cushions to your Nova Pros, and these are easily going to take the win by a long shot. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the build on both of these headsets. I want to stick with me through this part right here because there's a couple different ways we can look at this, right? Number one, let's start with the headband. Metal reinforced on both of them. Again, you got the leather one here, you got the cloth one here. They both adjust pretty much the exact same by those little notches on the inside. Now, as far as the Maxwell, with this being leather and everything, kind of pulling it out, is that going to give way and those holes are going to, you know, expand over time? I honestly don't think so, because once you find that nice setting on the Maxwell, well, you're going to leave it. You're not going to really adjust it. Coming over here to the SteelSeries, again, you can adjust up here and then right down here. So again, you kind of got a pro or a con here, right? Set it and forget it, be done, but how's that going to fare over time? Over here, you might have to do micro adjustments. And talking about micro adjustments on a SteelSeries, this arm in here is plastic. This arm over here is plastic. It's going into the ear cup, which is plastic. Now we've seen on the the Arctis Pros, the old ones, this ear cup does loosen up over time. Some people have had issues of them breaking. Me personally, never had any issues with any of mine. I'm very careful with my stuff, but mine did loosen up drastically. And this is pretty fresh here still, and you can see it already has some give. So worrisome, but be careful and you'll be perfectly fine. Again, coming over here to the Maxwell, you're going metal. You're going into plastic right here and then into metal into these arms. Right over here under the screws metal, which you can actually interchange those out, which I absolutely love. And it's pretty cool. Again, putting this in your hand, it just feels incredibly premium and solid. Do I wish they made this plastic or this metal right over here? I think I'd be nitpicking because whenever you take it and you really pull it out, the headband stops you from stretching it any further. But it would have been nice to go metal, metal, metal. That would have been pretty sweet. Same over here on the SteelSeries. But again, I think the SteelSeries, what they're trying to accomplish here is that lighter weight. And they did do it. So as far as the build, I have to give the win to the Maxwell again. Just even in your hand, it feels premium. But again, you got to look at it multiple ways, right? Do you not like heavy headsets? Well, with the premium build, it's going to be heavier. You're going to feel that weight. Over here, again, the plastics are rigid. They're solid and everything. Just be a little more careful with it, and I think you'll be perfectly fine. But again, these plastic connection points could be troublesome down the road. Now let's go and talk about features and functions of both of these headsets. And I am not going to sit here and dive super deep into these. Go watch my standalone reviews on them because I did go really into detail on both of them. But we can sit here all day talking about features and functions on both of these headsets because they are both packing a lot. So I really want to talk about the simplicity and again, using them right here. So as the Maxwells are fresh in our mind, we all know it. They got Bluetooth and then your audio, which you can tap through over here. It's not simultaneous. It's one or the other. Awesome controls on the back where you can adjust everything by a double press. Like every button on this headset has a multi-function to it, you know? But the cool thing about it is that you get the voice prompts. So you know exactly what you're adjusting. It's not just a beep here or a beep there. Love how they did it. Detachable microphone. You also have built-in microphones. And then with that button that I messed up before, you have the noise suppression as far as your microphone. Little tiny USB-C dongle. You also get adapters A to C, and you can switch it from PC to PlayStation. So again, the Maxwell's doing it really, really nice over here. By the way, you can run this 3.5 USB-C or wireless. It's just doing the features and functions simple and really nice. Now, coming over here to the Arctis Nova Pros, you all know you have your little station here, which you can control everything from it. Your Bluetooth, your EQs, any of your settings right through it. And you can also adjust the majority of them right on the headset over here. You got your mic mute over here. You got your volume wheel. Your microphone is actually integrated into the headset, which you get that notification up front, that light to let you know it is muted. That is a feature I love in my gaming headsets because I know, hey, I am actually muted here, you know? But again, the shining point of the Novas is this little guy. Again, being able to control everything through it by the press of the button, let you know what you have there. You can adjust EQs right on the fly. Now, the Maxwell, they do have the app. Me personally, I have iPhones, and it's not released on that, so I can't really speak on that. Once it does get released, maybe we'll chime back in on that. But as of right now, I got to talk on what I can test. I love it. You know, you can use it on every single platform with the Xbox version here. You know, it's simple. The shining point of this, as you saw when I took off that little cover, you have a replaceable battery right there and then over here in the station. That is just so cool because you just really never have to worry about battery life. Now you get up to 80 hours over here, so I really don't think it's going to be an issue on either, but that's just a really cool feature, something I really like. And yes, your Bluetooth is simultaneous on the SteelSeries, so if you like listening to music or listening to a video or something while you're playing a game, you can get that over here. Over here you can't. So that could, something like that could be a deal breaker for some people. Now let's go ahead and do that microphone comparison here. And you are hearing the Arctis Nova Pros right now. Just plug straight up, no sound tweaking, no software adjusting or anything like that. Just straight core microphone, which is what I really like doing my tests because then you know, hey, I can dabble with it from there and see what I can come up with. Because we all know SteelSeries with their Sonar software, which I don't mess with, but you got all these sound tweaking stuff out there, which heck, you can really get with any headset. So looking at the core microphone, we all know SteelSeries headsets, their mics are just, they've never been that great. They really haven't. They've always been a little airy, a little tinny out there. I mean, they've gotten better with this, but it's still not that great. Wait till you hear the Maxwell one compared to it. It's going to be like, wow, holy smokes, this is going to be a big difference. So anyways, let's go ahead and plug up the Maxwell and see how that sounds compared
to the Nova Pro microphone.
And now you're hearing a microphone from the Audeze Maxwell right here, which is just phenomenal. If you watched any of my previous videos, this microphone is awesome. Now, again, you do have that noise suppression button here. So what it does is kind of eliminate some of the noise in front of you. I'll do a couple. So there's a clapping in front of me. Now noise suppression is on low. Now let's go ahead and kick this noise suppression up. Noise suppression is now on high. Now noise suppression is back to off. That's just really cool. Say if you got like a loud, if maybe you use clicky switches on a keyboard or something like that, music in the background, a loud household, really cool to be able to utilize that right there. But the stock core microphone sound is what I like better. I feel like when you get into noise suppression, it kind of picks up some of the reception of the microphone as well. I like the core sound a lot better here. Now, the cool thing about the Maxwells, again, we'll do this. You can take this microphone out and you have your built-in microphones. You're going to pick up more echo and stuff like that. Now we can put the noise suppression on and reduce some of that. But I feel like we're getting closer to the SteelSeries microphone now, you know. But really cool to have that option here. Let me just go on and crank this noise suppression up to high and show you how it does sound with the built-in mics. Now noise suppression is on high, and I just want to show you again. So you can see the sound that it's cutting off right there. But again, even looking at my graph of the recording of the microphone now, when I put that noise suppression on, it just picks up so much more. Now noise suppression is off and I can see it picking up the microphone definitely more at a true type of volume rather than trying to take in so much more volume here. Now touching on that microphone test there, I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? The Maxwell takes that win easily here. Again, SteelSeries mics have just been... they've just been lackluster, like since day one, you know. Of course, like I stated, they got their software. You get in and tweak with it, kind of like what Logitech does and everything. But I love a product at its core. What are you getting out the box right there? And again, just no-brainer. The Maxwell takes the microphone win easily. Now let's talk about the juicy topic here, being sound. And it's quite different here, not just as far as sound, but what they're packing. You got 90mm planar magnetic drivers over there, frequency range of 10 to 50,000. Over here you have 40mm drivers, just standard, like you're going to see in a car or speakers at your house or something like that, with the frequency range of 10 to 40,000 here. But pushing the numbers aside, who cares about those, you know what I mean? The biggest differentiating factor right here, again, are the drivers. Planar magnetics, again, they're sitting here. Over here, you got this pushing in on you, right? So you get a little bit of, I hate saying distortion or that background noise, because that sounds so bad, and it's not like this is like staticky or anything crazy, you know, but experiencing one to the other, and that's really the only way you can really tell this if you're going one from the other like we're doing here, is this is delivering the Maxwell. It's delivering everything in a true, natural, pure form. Your mids, your highs, your bass. It's doing it all and letting everything do itself. Over here, you kind of got the bass and you got the mids like, yo, let me get up in here. You know, then you got your treble in the back. Yo, don't forget about me. You know what I mean? We saw that kind of fixed in Razer with their Triforce drivers. You saw some of that being able to get some of that separation there, so it's not all coming out and just, you know, punching in at you. But talking about the core sound, even other than drivers, they both sound great. They really do. I'm not saying these sound bad by any means, right? These are definitely a little bit more fuller of a sound than the Maxwells, again, because the Maxwells are letting everything do it itself right there, you know what I mean? These have a little more bass, again, compared to the old SteelSeries Artcis Pro line. It's definitely a fuller sound compared to the Maxwell, but it's not muddy or bass heavy. Hopefully you're following me here, right? The biggest thing you're going to notice is, again, the Maxwell's really shining in every single department. Actually, in my test of this comparison here, what I caught myself doing a lot was going back to this box mid-game and just dabble with my EQ. I'm like, nah, let me pull the bass down a little bit, you know? Let me pull the highs out a little bit more. How can I get it to sound more like the Maxwells, in other words, you know what I mean? Which was really shocking to me, right? Because again, this headset doesn't sound bad, even though it sounds like I'm just like bashing it here, you know? They're just very different. And again, that's when you get into planar magnetic drivers, right? It's hard to compare one to the other in sound because the drivers are so dramatically different as far as their performance and how they're going to deliver. Not so much what they're going to deliver, but how they're going to deliver it, if you catch me right there. So, will I give one or the other the win? Yeah, all day long, again, I'm going to say the Maxwell sound better. I like that pure sound, nothing exaggerated, you know what I mean? And you got your EQ adjustments over here. Again, the app's not working for iOS yet, so I can't speak on that, but the core EQs in it are just fantastic, and it's doing everything I want for competitive, story, immersive, anything like that. I'm getting it all over here. Again, these sound more like a pair of headphones, a high-end Audeze headphones, you know? This, even as good as it sounds, this sounds so bad. The Maxwells make the Nova Pro sound like a gaming headset. That sounds so harsh because this is a fantastic headset, but that's just how good the Maxwell sound. So let's compile everything we just talked about and put it right here at the price point. The Nova Pro wireless, I believe, come in at $350. The Maxwells are coming in at $300. That almost makes you scratch your head a little bit right there, right? Because the Maxwells, I feel like, took the win easily in this comparison, right? That's not saying this is a bad headset. Again, I got to pull this out right here. I feel like this is the only way to make it fair. I feel like the features and functions, how it's operating with the Nova Pros are fantastic. Again, if they had better ear pads added, it would have taken that. So it would have had two. It would have been like 2-on-2. It would have been like a fair playing level, you know what I mean? But we had to do a couple mods over here to make it right there. And with that price difference, MSRP price difference, it's a no-brainer. You go with the Maxwells. Now, you can find the Nova Pros for roughly around $300 these days. And I think I would put it in the category of breakdown. What are you going to utilize more? Do you love how this is laid out as far as features and functions? Then you're going to have. Do you want that slightly lighter headset? You're going to have it here. Again, I'm going to state it over and over. The stock cushions that come on this are garbage. Make sure you get your wicked cushions to make that big of a difference. Again, the Maxwell is taking the win. I stinking love this headset. It is that good. So there we go. Our comparison of the SteelSeries Artcis Nova Pros to the new Audeze Maxwell wireless gaming headsets. The Maxwells are still taking the cake right here. I mean, they're just knocking everything out of the park, right? Are there any other comparisons you all want to hear about? I have a few more planned, a few more that are in my head, but I'm not sure if I want to keep talking about them. You know, I'm going to be bored about them here shortly, you know what I mean? But let me know what other comparisons you all want to hear. Maybe we'll do a poll in the community and see if we get enough traction and see if many others want to hear about that as well. But all in all, the Audeze Maxwell compared to the SteelSeries Artcis Nova Pros. Hope I helped you out. If I did, hit that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.